Okay, we're back with the Martin DM. You can see the top is a lot cleaner. And this filthy t-shirt, most of these little circles are from cleaning the fretboard. So what did I clean it with? I cleaned it with, well, you can't see it right there. I wrote it there, Super Clean. It's a degreaser detergent made out at Walmart. I got it at Walmart, but anyway. 16 to 1, 1 part to 16 parts of distilled water. But let's take a look at this fingerboard. I didn't even scrape it. I was going to go in there with a razor blade, and I actually started to, just a little bit right here, and it's a little bit dull. But this is pretty doggone smooth. I cleaned all that gunk off that fingerboard in those grooves with Super Clean, 1 part to 16, 1 ounce to 16 ounces of distilled water, and that's what came out of it. It's actually still pretty smooth, but I mean, the fingerboard should be a little bit smoother. So I'm going to go over this with what is it, 4/0 steel wool, just to smooth it out a little bit better. But it came out like super clean. It looks really good. And the body looks amazing. So I did it in little patches, you know, like here. And where this was really filthy, you can see how clean that came off. Came out, whatever. How it cleaned. And then it was really filthy up there. What's interesting about this finish, you can see this shine right there in that corner where his arm would rest. It's smooth. I don't know if that's finish or body oil, but this top, the back and sides feel like it has no finish on it, and this is the way it was. After the Super Clean, I used a clean cotton towel with just distilled water, and I wiped it down really well. This bridge as well, this was really had a lot of grease, I guess, from his hand, probably rested there while he would play. The back and sides look similar to the top in the fact that it's very matted, and it's always been like this, except for this section at the waist. On both sides, it feels like it has a little bit of finish there. It's a little shiny. Are those 2 points that were contacting his body all the time? The sides, clean them. They look, the finish is a little shinier, probably gets less wear on the body. And so anyway, looks pretty good. The neck's nice and shiny, and I cleaned this all down. So what I'm going to do now is, I got the TV remote. I watch TV while I do some of this stuff. I'm going to bag this, tape it off, and then go over this with steel wool. I don't want any of these metal fibers from the steel wool to get anywhere near this guitar. So I'll be back in just a minute. Super Clean, 16 to 1. So I got it all taped off. Got a garbage bag. So I taped around the fretboard before the bag with blue painter's tape. Then I just put the edge of the bag there and then attach this tape to the tape below. And then I just clean it up real neat underneath. I'll put some newspaper here because steel wool makes a mess, and usually I'll put a magnet right there to catch any metal filing. So I'll go over this and polish these frets and smooth out the fretboard. Shouldn't take long. All right, let's see if you can tell, but I went over it this way up to first fret and back, and then back the other way. Looks really good. And the magnet, as you can see, I move it along with it. Magnet's picking up all that steel wool stuff. It's a tiny bit on the paper here, but can't really notice. And So I'll put it there, and then you don't really need to see me, but it's 4/0 steel wool. Work on the fret, work on the fretboard, get your fingers in the edge, and just keep doing that. That is it. Filming with one hand and working with the other. So it's done. It's a little bit of, I don't know, different shade of color there. Not sure why, but anyway, I'll oil this here shortly. I'll take it out and blow it off with the air compressor. Then I'll take the bag off. Then I'll oil the fretboard. I'm gonna sand the bridge just a tiny bit with some like 600 grit sandpaper, 400 grit. But huge difference from before. And I was gonna scrape the entire fretboard with a razor blade and level it all out again, and I thought, let's clean the fingerprints off. That's the product, 16:1. Here's the disclaimer, don't put this on your guitar just because I said so. It's what I used. I diluted it 16:1, and I did just tiny little pieces. You saw the stains on those rags. And then I cleaned right after it with distilled water. I don't let it sit on the guitar body. And this is a matte finish, and it was pretty greasy. This guy played this guitar a ton. I don't recommend you do this with high gloss finish on a, you know, really beautiful rosewood guitar. But this matte finish Martin DM, it was the right thing to do. And looks good. I don't see any ill effects. I clean this. Oh, here, if I can get in there. It cleaned all of the junk inside these grooves. I had to use a little toothbrush, but looks good. All right, be back in a minute. I've masked off the guitar. This bridge is pretty dry. Everything's pretty dry. This guitar, even though I've been humidifying it. But Martin discourages the use of lemon oil, so I'm going to use linseed oil. And but like I said, other than maybe this little shiny spot here where his arm is, this matte finish, I don't know if there's a finish on this guitar. And I know if I get a drop of linseed oil on bare wood, yeah, it's not coming out. And then if that happens, I'll be wiping this whole guitar down, this whole top down with linseed oil. And I'm not sure I want to do that. Not sure I don't want to do that, but I'm not going to do anything to this top. I'm just going to oil the fretboard and the bridge. Be back in a minute. Okay, here's how I do it. And then I just put a dab on each fret. And then I use this applicator tool right here. And that's the best applicator tool I know of. Just rub it in like that. Doesn't make a mess. You can control it. You know, I have that lemon oil that has the bottle with the little squeeze bottle with a sponge on the tip, and I've squeezed that stuff out and, you know, not really made a mess, but it kind of goes everywhere. With this applicator tool, I can feel where I'm applying it and then adjust. And it's going on pretty well. So what I'll do is I'll let this sit for 15, 20 minutes, and then I will wipe it all off completely dry. And the good thing about this applicator tool is it doesn't wear out very fast. You know, it takes quite a while. And you're able to feel and measure the amount of product you're applying. That's the, there you go. Sorry. So there's the fretboard. Looks really nice. So now, let's try and do the bridge. That was a big mistake. Don't take your bottle of oil across the guitar. You know, bring it up here. I'm gonna put a dab there. Dab there. One there. I'm trying to watch the camera and do what I'm doing and watch it so I don't make a mess. Look how dark that bridge got already. I know that's what it would do to this top. If I got a drop on this, maybe there is a finish on here. Maybe there is something on this top that I just, even though it's matte, I just don't see it. But I'm not gonna risk it. Try and get a little bit right on that edge on the other side, but I need to shut the camera off because I can't do this with the camera on one-handed. All right, came out really good. Can't believe how dark that bridge got. And I did an excellent job. Well, it's excellent, but did a really good job of keeping the oil off the body of the guitar. You can see how dry it was here. Had a little bit of tape there. I'll come in very carefully with a Q-tip with a little linseed oil and put a piece of cardboard up against that edge. This real hard cardboard here. Jam it against that edge and just touch that up. Yeah, so I'll get a piece of cardboard in there. Clean up that edge. That looks good. Fretboard came out pretty good. Let's see how the fretboard looks. Nice. Beautiful rosewood. Whatever that lighter color was up there evened all out. There's all the grain. Okay, next thing is string it up, set it up, see how it plays.